Hi everyone, my name is Danielle and welcome to another episode of Board Game Bakes. This is a fun show where we make board game themed pieces and components from some of your favorite games. This week we're going to do Fish Club by Blue Orange Games, and they are nice enough to give me a sample of the game to try. It's recommended for 5+, so when I played it with my 3-year-old son, it probably wasn't a true experience, but we still had fun. It's a lot of fun. You drop the pieces and they bounce around, so there's some strategy involved and some luck with where the pieces wind up, but I had a lot of fun. My 3-year-old had fun playing it and trying to block me. But since this is a game meant for younger crowd people, I thought it'd be fun to make a bake that you could do with your kids. So if you're watching this and have kids, feel free to give it a try with them. We're going to make it super easy by using the Betty Crocker bag of sugar cookie mix, which is actually the first time I've been trying it. And they also have icing that you can use. I already had some food coloring to dye it, but in this local supermarket, I also found food dyes, and we're just doing red, yellow, and blue, so you could just have the basic colors. And at the supermarket, I also found edible markers. So pretty much everything you need to make this, you could just find at your local grocery store. So it's a nice perk. Ready? Let's get started. The first step in making our cookies is to make your own stencil. I used cardstock, so that had a little bit of stiffness to it. I found all the unique cookies and I outlined them. The next step was to take a ruler, and I did dots that were a ½ inch extended on all sides. So I guess in total I made it an inch larger. And I did this for all the different shapes. You only need to do it for one fish because the red and the blue fish are the same size. My son's only 3 years old, so I thought this a little bit above his abilities, but if your kids are older, they could probably help you with this step too. And then you have to cut them out. To make these cookies, we're literally going to use a bag, so you need butter, some more flours, and eggs to do the cutout thing. And you're going to need 3 things of dye. First step is to add the powder to the bowl. My son decided it was fun to use 2 different mixing bowls. Not really sure what he was doing, but he had fun. And we incorporate the flour, and then we add the eggs and the butter. And then all you have to do is just mix it until it seems like a dough. I don't really recommend the two wooden spoon approach, but as I said, he had fun. The next step, since we want to have 3 different colored doughs, I divided into 3 different bowls. You could probably have about even amounts. I had a little bit more yellow since it seems like there's bigger yellow pieces. Next, I added a little bit of red, blue, and yellow to the different bowls, and I got mixing. My son was helping. He was going a much slower pace, but he was having fun. If you're against artificial colors, you could just choose to omit this step because they look very artificial and they're very, very bright. So here are our stencils, and we're going to use these to cut out our cookies once we roll them out. First, you want to flour your surface. Spread it around. Apparently I decided that I wanted to use a baking mat. Oh yeah, probably so I didn't color my counter blue. So here's the part where if your kids are older, they get help. Yeah, I used a paring knife to cut out the shapes. I didn't want to have my 3-year-old touch a knife at all, so I did all of it, but if your kids are older, maybe you have a less sharp knife, they could give it a try. So I did the red, I'm doing the red now. I did the blue, and all you have to do for those is fish. So bake that in the oven at 350 degrees. Now we're doing the yellow. And I said, there was extra red, so my son's just rolling out some red. And make sure you have the right amount of shapes. I may have accidentally omitted 2. But here's the baked cookies. Now there's some extra, so you could do what you want. I had fun making some rainbow cookies. Made some nice snakes. Made a nice log. And then just cut out individual cookies, so In case you didn't have cookies that were bright enough, now you can have extra rainbow cookies. I took a cup and smushed them. Here are all our cookies. They're cooled and ready to be iced. So as I said, I literally just bought icing for this so that it's super easy. Anyone could do it. And I just dabbed it on and spread it around with a butter knife. I know, it's very complicated. Though surprisingly, most times I underestimate and had to add more icing, so to each their own. And figured it'd be a little messy for my son to do it, but this would be perfect for older kids to do. And now here's my son decorating. I gave him some of the cookies and he could decorate them any way he wanted. Okay, I may have cheated and drew one smiley face. So these are the two versions of the cookies. It's the equally fun one, and then here's me drawing the fish from the pictures. So for most of these, I started doing the eyes and the mouth, and then I do the blue or red around it, and go from there. And this is all with the edible food markers, so don't worry, I'm not using a real marker. And I think there's 4 unique shapes for the different fish as the fish form, and then there's the yellow ones as well. You may notice that sometimes I start differently because I took a while to figure out the best approach. I think this is my favorite fish. Everybody was surfing. Kind of feels like the Cheshire Cat. You just see the smile and stuff in Alice in Wonderland. As you can see, I had much more time and effort, I think, went into doing the drawn versions, but my son probably had equally as much fun just doing the other ones. And when you play the game, it really just matters the color of the cookie so that you know whether it's the blue or the red ones. As a result, it doesn't really matter what the picture is on front. You just leave it like that. They do look interesting stopped at various points. The eyes have a very small detail. If you look closely, there's black, but there's also a hint of blue. So if you're wondering why I'm getting blue for the eyes, I'm just adding that little hint. You want to be careful when you're doing it not to get the filler marker too close to the black. I had a few times where I was trying to bleed. No one wants that. You want nice clear colors. This one's very fun too. Very goofy fish. Fill. It's fun doing these with markers. The prep is a lot easier than when you're filling with royal icing. And this way you don't have to do the outline and then the fill. So for doing all these is a lot of fun and a good change just to do the markers. this is the first of the yellow cookies. The seahorse. It's very frightened looking. Mine kind of tried to look angry. I couldn't figure out the emotion it wanted to be. Slowly coming together. Here's the starfish. Woohoo! I don't know about you, but I see all the faces on these. They just look like a lot of fun. Like, I want to be friends with you. Boop, 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 boop. Here's our seashell. It looks very happy to see us. You look here, I pushed a little too hard, so you want to make sure the icing's dried for 4 hours. But even then, you don't want to press too hard with the markers because it could go into it and then you just have a nice little hole. And here's our last one. This is the tiniest marker token. Thanks for watching this episode on Fish Club cookies. If you liked the video, please like below, and while you're down there, hit subscribe. I enjoyed making the cookies with my 3-year-old. It was fun seeing the different things that he could help me with, and if you have older kids, I'm sure they could help a lot more. I hope you come back for a video in 2 weeks. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye!